Hello there, happy holidays. My name is Dylan Mercado, and this is my Topic 12 Lesson 1 and 2 slideshow. Lesson 1. Capitalism and the Factors of Production. Capitalism is an economic system in which people are free to own the means of production and maximize profits. Labor is a factor of production. Men and women work in mines, factories, hospitals, etc. All these places provide labor that is essential to the part of the economy. Capital is another factor of production. Capital is the human-made resources that are used to produce goods and services. To add on to the first bullet point, the US and most other nations have adopted the system of capitalism. And then another fact is that another important factor is land. The American Free Enterprise System. A free enterprise system is an economic system characterized by private ownership of capital and by investments. Monopoly is one of the four fundamental factors of capitalistic system. Monopolies can charge as much as they want for a product. An example of this would be, not really an example, but like to add on to it, is that since that monopoly is the only people producing that product, people have to buy it since it's the only one being produced. The laissez-faire theory says that the government should play a very limited hands-off role in society. To add on to this, there's never been a true laissez-faire capitalism in the U.S. What is a mixed economy? Government at every level regulates the various features of American economic life. Federal, state, and local governments conduct some enterprises that might well be operated privately. In Europe, the concept of mixed economy is slightly different than in the US because the government is more involved in social and economic matters. To add on to bullet point number 2, some include public education, postal system, and power systems. And then to add on to number 3, a fact would be that that the UK provides medical care for all. Socialism, communism, and Karl Marx. Economic systems such as social and communism seek to distribute wealth evenly across a society. Do I have anything for that? No, I do not. Socialism has won a large following in developing countries in Africa and Latin America. Most of its appeal is due to the fact that the industries have often been owned by foreign companies. And then Karl Marx theorized that communism would end nationalism. Nationalism is a major cause of European wars. Communism. Marx believed that communism would have first started in countries with large working class populations. Some of those being France, Germany, Great Britain, and the US. Stalin's communism provided citizens with education, medical care, and lots more. The fall of communism led to the fall of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union turned into 15 independent countries. The special case of China. Mao Zedong was a Marxist, and then he believed that peasantry was the key to successful communism in China. The Great Leap Forward was an attempt to modernize China quickly. This attempt drastically failed. Deng Xiaoping then took power and made China what it is today. China today has an economic system that is a maze of different levels of government, bodies, and economic units. Comparing free enterprise systems with other economic systems. Free enterprise command economies, free market and command economies differ in a number of ways. The most obvious is the level of government involved. Capitalism leads to greater economic growth and a higher standard of living. Very few countries in the world today have purely command economies. And then two of those being North Korea and Cuba. Lesson 2. The federal government and the domestic economy. For the first 120 years of its existence, the federal government played a very limited role in the economy. Um, due to the great, due to the great, um, due to the Great Depression, the amount of involvement changed. The Federal Reserve System is one of the most important tools the federal government uses. The SEC is a federal regulatory agency in the executive branch. It consists of 5 commissioners appointed by the president. Key goals for the economy. There are 3 goals in the economic realms. Those are full employment, price stability, and economic growth. Anything to add on to that? No. Full employment means that there are enough jobs available to employ all those who are willing to work. Price stability, price stability refers to the absence of inflation and deflation. Inflation being increase in prices, deflation being the decrease in prices. Another fact is economic growth, which means GDP is constantly increasing. How fiscal policy influences the economy. Fiscal policy consists of government's powers to tax and spend to influence the economy. It also is a master tool. An increase in government expenditures means heightened economic activity. Spending cuts also decreases that activity. Fiscal policy can also be used to slow inflation. How monetary policy influences the economy. Monetary policy is another way that the legislative and executive branches of the federal government can influence the nation's economy. Monetary policy involves money. The FED can decrease the supply of money. The FED can alter the money supply through 3 major mechanisms, those being open market operations, rescue, regular, and discount rate. And that is all for my presentation. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing holiday season.